Nigeria, located in West Africa, has one of the largest aggregations of ethnic groups on the continent, totaling more than 300 distinct people groups. The majority of the population belong to the Hausa, a predominantly Muslim group living in the north of the country, or the Igbo and Yoruba people, who are a predominantly Christian group in the south. Nigeria has faced political uncertainty since its independence in 1960, but in 2001, things took a turn for the worse.
In 2001, there was a very big crisis that took place in Jos, or in the whole of Plateau State. And so then people were displaced. And when people were displaced, there was this people bringing relief from different organizations, bringing relief and giving to their own people. For example, the Christians will bring relief to the camps and give it to only Christians. And then the Muslims will bring and give it to other Muslims. And then you find that others didn't have because they didn't belong to any of those groups. And so we said there was a need to start peace building because people are now living segregated lives in the city, especially in Jos. And people have nothing to do with the other religion. And so we said there was a need for us to start a peace building work. And we brought had Muslim, Christian, and other agencies together to start this. And so it was very important that looking at what the future of Nigeria will be, if we're living at this age segregated, when we used to live in the past together, and then what will be the future of our children? And so we said there's a need to build peace in this state, so that our children will enjoy what we used to enjoy in the past.
In a combined effort, Catholic Relief Services and MCC established the EPRT, the Emergency Preparedness Response Team. EPRT operates out of a multitude of local government areas, with as many as 15 members responsible for a specific community. EPRT members have their finger on the pulse of their community, predicting potential sources of conflict, and interceding peacefully when it is necessary and appropriate.
In communities where they've done a lot of work, sometimes our people prefer going to them, approaching them first before the conventional security. Why? Because of the way and manner they've been able to either resolve conflict between one party or the other in an unbiased way and manner. This for me is also a big plus. And so in some of the communities, as soon as a trouble sparks up in the community, the first people they go to, they don't go to the security, they go to these guys.
For many Nigerians, religion is often a source of constant tension. Much of this antagonism is fueled by political ambition.
And so the politicians will come and say, okay, I'm not being voted because I am a Muslim, or I am not given this position because I'm a Christian. And so because of that, he recruits people and people fight for him to say, this is my own people. So MCC tries to build religion or ethnicity is not the issue here. The issue is that we are all God's creation, and so we look at each other as God's creation, and so not looking at the beliefs of that person. I think the belief belongs to God, so people believe what they want, but respect that this person is made in God's image, whatever things he believes, I think. I grew up, my father being a Muslim, my mother was a Muslim, my sisters were Muslims, my brothers were Christians and we grew up in the same family with different religion. And we celebrated festivals together. Whether it was a Muslim festival or a Christian festival, we celebrated together. There was no difference. We lived together. But today, I can't do the same thing. So my wish for the future is, how can we get back, for us to get back to that state where justice will be administered. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Not because I belong to a particular sect or a particular religion, so that the children we are leaving behind will come up to say, oh, we have left a legacy for them, that they can live well, they can live as one, they can live as brothers and sisters, and not as they versus us. That is happening today.
By giving to peacemakers, you are partnering with projects like EPRT to promote peace building in sub-Saharan Africa.